All right, welcome back. Are you smoothied up? Cause I am. And without further ado, let's do this. Remember from the last set, we agreed. Well, you didn't agree because you're watching me, but I like this technique of approaching problems. Let's read the question first, and then if we need additional information, we'll read the scenario. But if we don't need to read the scenario, we've just saved ourselves a few seconds of time. And which technique would be most appropriate for the project team to use to address the uncertainty and complexity in this situation? Now we're looking, it says this situation, so now we need to know what situation are we talking about. We don't start from the top of the scenario question, we start from the last sentence of the scenario statement. And it says the team needs to explore multiple potential outcomes for design decisions. So we're talking about something that's probably more agile based. Okay, and consider impacts on the schedule and customer service. Okay, we're talking agile based, so a bit more fluid. We're talking sprints, that sort of thing, to get to the solution. Progressive elaboration, sensitivity analysis, root cause analysis, earned value analysis. Okay, well, now first, let's just take right off the board root cause analysis. We're taking that off. Why? Because root cause analysis is an analysis that you do when you have a problem and you're trying to figure out what the problem is. Earned value, well, okay, possibly when you're talking about the status of a project and how much have we achieved to the value of the client. That could be a factor here because we're talking about customer satisfaction, but we haven't determined what the impact is to the schedule, and that schedule piece falls outside of the earned value analysis sort of vector of questions. Sensitivity analysis, when A changes, how does it affect B? How sensitive is B to the effect of A change? Not, we're talking about schedules and customer service, not productivity, not development, not some other factors. So we are left with progressive elaboration. Now, I like progressive elaboration because, as I said, we're talking about agile. And agile, definitely within the designing universe, we want constant movement. So I like the word progressive, and elaboration means we get a piece, we move on, we grow, we learn, we adjust, we add, we build as we keep moving. So I like A. So, what did you guys say? Answer is A. Congratulations. Good job. Progressive elaboration is an iterative process. I love that word. Iterative process of increasing the level of detail in a project management plan as greater amounts of information and more accurate estimates become available. This technique is appropriate for the project team to use in this situation because it allows them to explore multiple potential outcomes for design decisions and consider impacts on the schedule and customer satisfaction. Sensitivity analysis. This technique is used to determine how sensitive a project is to change key variables. We mentioned that. Root cause analysis. The technique used to identify the root cause of a problem. We said that. And earned value analysis. This technique is used to measure project progress and performance. Yeah, that's more clear than the way I said it. Uh, it is less appropriate for the project team to use in this situation because it does not allow them to explore multiple potential outcomes. And we're talking about the progress, not the outcome. All right. A Project manager is in the process of assembling a new project team. What information does that glean? This is why we read the question first. Which phase of team development is the project manager currently in? We're going to, so this is not enough information to tell us to answer the questions. We're project phase, so we need to know what phase they're in. Let's see, the project manager, because we're going to read the last statement in the scenario. The project manager wants to ensure that the team members are clear on their roles and responsibilities before, I love that, before they begin the working on the project. So, with that being said, forming, storming, norming, performing, I know you've heard those terms before. Forming is the only one that takes place before the project starts, right? Storming, norming, performing, all of these happen during the phases, different phases during the project. What did you say? If you said A for forming, congratulations, you were correct. The forming phase is the first phase of the team development. During this phase, team members are getting to know each other and establishing their roles and responsibilities. Oh, let's clear this up a little bit, huh? Okay, we mentioned that before. Norming. Oh, let's look at storming. Storming is the second phase. Team members may experience conflict and disagreement. Whew, I hate conflict and disagreement. Norming. The norming phase is the third phase. This is where the team starts to work more effectively and develop a sense of camaraderie. I love that. Camaraderie, yes. Okay, performing. The performing phase is the fourth phase and the final phase. During this phase, the team is able to work together seamlessly and efficiently. The project is not currently in this phase because the team has not yet reached this level of performance. How did you do? Yeah? All right, let's move on to the next one. Which of the following actions should the project manager take to support the team during the storming phase? So we saw the last time, storming is when there's conflict. Yeah, because they're just getting to know each other. This person thinks this is the right thing to do. This person that right thing to do. And you, as the project manager, need to set up an environment where people feel safe. Project manager. So, that being said, the project manager needs to provide support to help the team resolve conflicts and move to the next stage of development. How do we do this? Encourage the team to avoid conflict and focus on work. Basically, shut up and get back to work. Yeah, okay. That doesn't solve any problem. That's like, no. Everybody love each other. Today's give a hug day to your team member day. You're going to have a, collaboration day. Anyway, I'm not jaded. I'm just experienced. Uh, Intervene to resolve conflicts between team members. Well, that's good to intervene, but it's nice to be proactive because we're project managers and we knew this was going to come. So intervening is great, but doesn't necessarily solve. It's like a band-aid, right? Stop, right? Okay, provide training on conflict resolution and teamwork. Well, that's great if your team hasn't formed yet, and it might be insightful, but once the conflicts happen, it's hard to unconflict a conflict. Encourage the team to have open and honest discussions about their differences. I love this. And another thing what I like about this is it puts the onus back on the project manager. The project manager is responsible for the action to preempt, to be able to look around the corner and see what is coming down the pike and making sure that these systems are in place to avoid these problems with the project. So, how did you do? Hmm? We're going with intervene, encourage. We're gonna go with D. Is that what you're thinking? Let's. And you were right. And for that, we need a smoothie. Mm-mm. That's good stuff. All right. In the storming stage of team development, team members experience conflict and struggle to work together effectively. The project manager's role, okay, core responsibility, hello, to help the team resolve these conflicts. Why not the others? Encouraging the team to avoid conflict and focus on their work will only suppress the conflict, not resolve it. Intervening to resolve conflicts between team members may seem like a quick fix, but it is not sustainable. Providing training on conflict resolution and teamwork is a good idea, but it is not good enough. There you have it, my friends. All right, let's move on. How are we doing so far? Which of the following actions should the project team take to increase the likelihood of success and of a successful outcome? The project team is concerned about how this change will affect the project life cycle and the likelihood of successful outcome. An organization is undergoing a significant change in its structure. So there's a situation where we read the question and then we read the last sentence of the question of the scenario, and then we have to go to the other sentence in the scenario in order to truly understand what's going on. But do you understand the approach? What follow actions? Identify and mitigate potential risks associated with organizational change. Involve stakeholders in the change management process. Develop a communication plan for communicating changes to stakeholders. It's important first to identify and mitigate potential risks. We're always moving to action. We're leading action. We're not holding, we're not waiting, we're not evaluating. We are identifying and mitigating. Okay, another action, involve stakeholders. It's very important that the stakeholders are communicated to along the process. Now, not all stakeholders need the same information, but I guarantee if they are a stakeholder, they need some level of information. Now you have, so if A is right and B is right, then it's, well, you don't have to read the third one, but we'll read it anyway. Develop a communication plan for communicating to stakeholders. I love all of those, so I'm going with all of the above. What did you guys do? What are you guys thinking? Are you thinking all of the above as well? Let's go with all of the above. You were right. Congratulations. You know what we need? Smoothie. While I'm drinking my smoothie, I want to remind you that if you don't want to wait for the next YouTube to be released, you can actually go in the description, find the ebook that has a collection of 55 scenario-based questions to help you on your path to success and being a certified project manager. Oh, smoothie. Good stuff. During which process does the project manager obtain the necessary information to make this change? This change. What is this change? The project is currently in the design phase, and the project manager is considering whether to proceed to the development phase. Okay, well, let's see. So, project scope, We are looking at what are the deliverables. I like that. We haven't started, and we are designing, and that would definitely be talking about deliverables. So that could be cool. Project time management. There's nothing about time, so time doesn't seem to be a consideration in this one. So I'm gonna take that one out. Costs as well don't seem to be uh, mentioned in this scenario, and while there are probably cost implications in the design phase, I think it would be said out loud if that was the case. Quality management is great, but that's for the total project and not just the design phase, and whether you're considering trying to make the decision whether to move on to. So I like project scope management. Yes, yes. The project manager obtains the necessary information to decide whether to proceed with the next phase of the project during the project scope management phase. Yes. All right, now let's see what they mentioned about the other pieces. Time management involves planning, estimating, and controlling the time. Cost management, planning, estimating, controlling the cost. Whoops. Um, Quality management involves planning to control the quality. Right. Let's keep going. Another agile one. This one's on the nose agile. Which agile ceremony best matches the scenario described above? We don't know what that is, so that's what's above. Work completed during the previous iteration, tasks and objectives to be accomplished during the next phase, any challenges or impediments encountered during the previous iteration. That sounds like, so we're looking at the previous iteration, things accomplished. So past tense, any challenges and encouraged during the previous. So sprint planning is what you're looking at moving forward because you're planning for the forward. Sprint retrospective is looking at the previous results. I like that. Sprint review, um, that's a thing, but usually at the end of a project. Would I be wrong with that? Daily stand-ups. That would we're not doing iterations on the daily stand-up. This would be at the beginning or the end. Actually, at the end of a sprint. So, what did you say? Sprint review. Oh, I was wrong. Sprint review. The scenario aligns with the purpose and characteristics of the sprint review ceremony in agile management. Sprint review typically held at the end of each sprint, allowing the team to present and discuss work completed during the sprint. This corresponds to aspect one of the scenario. During the sprint, stakeholders provide feedback and the team has the opportunity to make adjustments as needed. All right, so why not the retrospective? Because that's the one we chose, or that's the one I chose. You probably got it right. This ceremony is held at the end of each sprint, like we said, to reflect the team's performance, identify areas of improvement, and discuss potential changes for future sprints. It primarily focuses on evaluating the sprint process and team dynamics rather than specific work items. Haha. So, a sprint review looks at the work items. A sprint retrospective looks at how are we doing the work and are we doing it effectively. I love that. I was wrong. Which agile principle? Okay, we need to find out what are they talking about. They are trying to decide which agile principle to follow to deliver working software frequently, with a preference for shorter timelines. Okay, they want to deliver working software frequently with shorter timelines. So, so test-driven development. I think test-driven development is about writing scripts. So we're just writing. That's definitely not going to make for shorter time scale. Iterative development. I kind of like iterative development because it means short time scale, deliver on a piece at a time. I like that one. I like that one a lot. Continuous integration. Continuous integration is when you're loading the test scripts into the software. So you've done the test-driven development, and now we're loading them. That's the continuous integration. And then pairing program, that's just getting a buddy. Let's get a buddy. Let's work together as a team. So all of these, because these is about test scripts, this one's about test scripts as well, or coding. So I like iterative development. What did you say? You were right. Right again. Iterative development is an agile principle that emphasizes delivering working software frequently. Love that. All right. Test-driven is principle of advising writing scripts. Continuous integration is an agile approach to emphasizing integrating code. Pair program is two programmers working together. Therefore, B is the right answer. Yes, and hey, stay hydrated. Drink your smoothie. Good stuff. Which of the following best describes how the Scrum framework will help the team achieve its goal of delivering maximum value in the shortest amount of time? Again, I don't even know if I need to read the scenario. Let's see what we have here. We have the Scrum framework will help the team to break down the project into smaller, more manageable tasks. I like that. The Scrum framework will help the team to prioritize the tasks. And the Scrum framework will help the team work in short time box sprints, which will help them stay focused and motivated. I like them all. I don't know. What do you guys think? Yep. Yep. You're right again. And for that, smoothie. Yeah, that's good. Good stuff. The Scrum framework will help the team achieve its goal of delivering maximum value in the shortest amount of time by helping them break down the project into smaller, more manageable tasks, prioritizing the tasks based on their importance and value to the customer, and work in short time boxed sprints. Love it. We said all of that fun stuff. Yep. Okay. Oh, we're almost at the end. Which of the following agile practices involves breaking down work into small, manageable parts and prioritizing them based on value and risk? It's very similar to the last one, but I still don't think there's any reason why we care what information we're going to glean from the scenario. So let's move on to the answers and see if we can answer that question. So Kanban is a visualization tool that you would do with your scheduling. So that's not the breaking down piece. Well, scrums, that's definitely breaking down into smaller units, determining the sprints. User story mapping, that's another tool that helps you build your Kanban. And as we mentioned before, pair programming, that's the buddy system. Two developers who have the same amount of risk level working together as they work through it. That has nothing to do with this. So the answer, my friends, yes, you said it. B. Yep. Same as the last one. As you have visuals, signals. Yes, we like visual signals. All that fun stuff. Oh, by the way, if I haven't mentioned this already, make sure if you don't want to wait to get all 50 questions over the YouTube and you want to practice on your own pace, then click down below and get the ebook of not just 50 but 55 scenario based questions. And now to the last one. Which of the following is the best way for the project manager to tailor the hybrid development approach to the project's specific needs? We can use a sustainability filter tool like that. Conduct a stakeholder analysis to identify the key stakeholders and their needs and expectations. Develop a detailed project plan that outlines all of the tasks and activities that need to be completed. Implement a formal change control process to manage changes to the project scope, schedule, and budget. Okay, so look, we're talking about hybrid development. So we're talking some agile, some waterfall. Use a sustainable filter tool to assess the project's characteristics. I like that. Can we look at this? Yeah, there's nothing here. Which of the following is the best way for the project manager to tailor the hybrid development approach? Use a sustainability filter tool to assess the project's characteristics. I like that because we're talking about the characteristics and project's characteristics when here we're talking about the specific needs. Conduct stakeholder analysis to identify the key stakeholders and their needs and expectations. So I like that answer, except it's just about the stakeholders when we're talking about the entire hybrid approach. So this is an aspect of the approach, but it's not the entire total approach. So I'm going to skip out B. Develop a detailed project plan that outlines all the tasks. So, okay, that could, but I think because we're in a hybrid, we need something a bit more fluid, and it doesn't actually give us determine what are the best ways. This is just a visualization tool, so I don't like that one. Implement a formal change control process to manage changes to the project budget. I don't like that one at all either because we're trying to come up with the best solution to manage the approach, not change controls. That's after we've determined the approach. So we don't like D. We don't like C. We didn't like B, so I think A is the answer. What did you decide? Yeah, okay. Use a sustainability filter tool to assess the project's characteristics and recommend an appropriate approach. Nice. And we said a lot of this. I'm not going to read all through it because I know we're getting to the end and we need our smoothies. We've done it again. You're doing a great job. Keep on going. Make sure you like and subscribe so you can get the next YouTube. And I appreciate your support. Good luck on your PMP journey.